Before Ramones, before Sex Pistols, before CBGBs, it was punk because they were punk.
Hello? I am talking in front of 100 people live. Okay. Call me when you're done. It's my guitar player. Thanks.
Tell us the origins of Handsome Dick and the Dictators.
It was just a bunch of guys, like any other bunch of guys, who think they're the coolest guys in the world. We made the coolest fucking record in the world, except nobody bought it. It was economically an abject failure. I mean, people were like, what the fuck is that? You know, we went down to do shows with Rush. You know, I'm like 220 pounds with a red sequin wrestling jacket, throwing White Castle hamburgers at the audience. I mean, it's a form of art, but not the kind of art the Rush fans wanted to see. How many artists do you know made art and weren't appreciated and died, and then 50, 60, 70, 100 years later, they were geniuses! Well, all of a sudden we're geniuses for Girl Crazy. I got guys coming in my bar in New York with their 20-year-old sons going, turn my son onto your record, he loves it. So, you know what, it ain't over, and we win.
I know a lot of people don't understand how much you and your persona and your name were inspired by wrestling.
My grandfather came from Eastern Europe, and when I was a little kid, we watched wrestling. He loved wrestling, so I got into it with him. This is going back to the early 60s. And I always liked the heels. There's faces and heels. Faces are the good guys, heels are the bad guys. And I always thought in life, like, good guys are so boring. And the faces were like, you know, I don't care about the belt. I don't want to hurt the belt. I just want to inflict pain. I just want to hurt him and leave town, that's all. I just love those characters, so I got my name from my favorite wrestlers at the time, who was the Valiant brothers, Handsome Jimmy Valiant.
Yeah.
And Luscious Johnny. I had Luscious, I like Handsome better.
You posed in a White Castle burger shop on the inner sleeve of the Girl Crazy album in a photo taken by Ronnie. You went there with Anthony Bourdain in the last year. What's the deal with White Castle?
When me and my friends used to go to the Fillmore East back in 69 and 70, we'd come up on the train and it was open 24 hours a day. It's the whole culture, it's the holes in the burgers and the way they taste. I call them meat candy. They taste like meat candy. And it's like, you know, and a lot of girls don't like it, like my wife don't get it. But it's like this, like you either get it or you don't get it. That's it, that's White Castle.
It just occurred to me, you've got your own almost teenage son, your kid's 12, Jake is 12, and what does he think of the Dictators? And knowing what kind of a kid you were, what advice do you give him?
Look at my kid. I think he just likes the Dictators because I'm his father. First concert I took him to was 60,000 people at Giant Stadium, Eminem. That's his first concert. Yeah. Let him like Eminem. Hey, Jake, this is who the Beatles are. This is who the Rolling Stones are. This is who Otis Redding is. After that, you could like anyone you fucking want.
Springsteen, he sang back up on a Dictators song. And you got the beat. Well, it means whatever.
He said something. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right.
But
hey, did he sing 1, 2, 3, 4 on your record? Legendary studio called the Record Plant, that's of course no longer there, the West Side, Midtown Manhattan, and Springsteen and the East Street guys were making Darkness on the Edge of Town, and we were making a record called Blood Brothers. You know, it was basically a bunch of guys from the Bronx and a bunch of guys from Jersey. The only difference was they were billionaires and we were thousandaires. But otherwise, we got along really well. The bands got along really well, to the point where Clarence came up and did a song with us at the Bottom Line once. And Bruce was just absolutely wonderful to all of us. I don't think anyone was allowed in his studio to hear the new stuff. Yet he came to me and Scott Kempner, Top 10, and he goes, hey, you guys, you want to come in and hear something? And we went in the studio and he played Candy's Room for us, and he finished, looks at us and goes, really good, Bruce. We like it. And it sounded amazing. And then, you know, you want to do something on our record? And he came in, and in the middle of Faster and Louder, he counted off 1, 2, 3, 4. But I must say that after that closeness, to which I stayed close with Little Steven all the years, so when he started his own radio station, he came to me and asked me if I wanted to be a DJ. I did a weekend DJ stint. And he goes, listen, we're going full time. I want you to go full time. I go, you know what, Steve, thank you so much, but I don't like to work that hard. And he goes, just try it. You don't like it, you go back to weekends. Okay. So I did it. I did 20 shows in a month. I got my check and I went, oh, fuck. I'm staying full time. And I've been doing it for 10 years for him. So that was a great thing, you know, part of us staying in touch. That really wound up being a wonderful thing. But the greatest moment was Springsteen. After he played 3 nights at the Garden, sold out. He played the Palladium 3 nights. And at the end of one of these nights, and I have it on tape, he goes off stage, and goes, Bruce, 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 Bruce. And he comes back on with a Dictators t-shirt on and dedicates Born to Run to HD and the Boys. And does Born to Run with the t-shirt on. That was...
Hey, which band was it that threw you off the tour? I couldn't remember that.
Many. We got thrown off a Kiss tour. We were not allowed to play with Nazareth. The crowning moment of being thrown off of the tour came when I was on stage one night and Paul Stanley was going, pick a city, fill in the blank, Cleveland, Detroit. I hear Cleveland is a hot rock and roll town. And people would go nuts. And I sat there like this. I'm never gonna make it. I'm never gonna be a fucking big rock star. I can't do that. That's so stupid. It's ridiculous. I can't do it. So the next night I went, I hear Detroit is a hot rock and roll, and everyone went nuts and we got thrown off the tour. The next day I tried it. It worked.
So you put out these great records and the record companies didn't know what to do with it. And you got dropped by a couple of record companies, and then the band broke up. And you disappeared till about 1986 when Manitoba's Wild Kingdom emerged. And how did you feel? What was it, a conscious decision to break up the Dictators, or was it just like?
I was a really bad drug addict, like as compared to a really good drug addict. There are certain types of personalities that should not meet heroin. I don't want to get too heavy here or preachy, but I mean, if life is about having feelings and emotions and dealing with life, however it comes at you, and having a toolkit to deal, to get knocked out, to get up, if that's what life is in a nutshell, and heroin is the opposite of that, because heroin robs you, it empties your toolkit, and all it gives you is heroin. And in 1983, through I don't know what, listen, a bunch of fucking luck, just a bunch of great stuff happened to me, and I got off of everything, you know, starting in '83. See, I never even wanted to be a singer. I don't know how the fuck I stumbled forward into this stuff, but here I am. And there's something I do that people respond to. You know what? I don't have to figure it out. It doesn't matter why. It's there, and I love it, and people enjoy it, and that's all I care about.
Yeah. Today you're on the road again with the Dictators, here, Europe. How did that happen, and how does it feel, and what's next?
It's working out well for us. We are playing more shows this year by far than we've ever played in our life.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And we're working on a new song.
All right, I'd just like to say a mighty thank you to the brilliant and hilarious.
Thank you.
The handsomest man in rock and roll.
Thank you.